Hello. We are back with Yapping Online. We're gonna do the awesome minigame, and then do a few of the, I think, night levels is next. And I'll do a bunch of yapping, because yesterday's video had a bunch of, complications related to it. At first I tried using DaVinci Resolve to, cut it properly. Okay, awesome. I fat fingered one of the buttons on OBS, so I'm gonna have to stitch these together now. Great. Anyway, I tried using DaVinci Resolve to edit this properly, and trim out the beginning. And then what it did is it took my video, which was about 900 megabytes, and it rendered it into something that was 22 gigabytes, which is a lot more. So I said, okay, screw this, and I downloaded Clipchamp, and I haven't wanted to use it before, because Microsoft rather, keep trying to shove it down my throat with Windows. But I decided that I'll try it, because my friend suggested it, right? And it worked, to its credit, so, I just used that to actually edit the video properly. Besides that, I called it... I was a little frustrated, so I called it Yapper Online 3, fuck, and that was not a great idea, because it immediately got age-restricted by YouTube. So I changed the title, and I appealed it, and luckily, it got age-restricted in 2 hours, so that's nice. I'm glad someone at YouTube personally looked at my video to review it, and did not just use AI. Smile. Besides that, I don't know, I've had some grilled cheeses, and I gotta say, Americans figured that shit out, man. I've never had a grilled cheese until I moved out of my my family's home, and goddamn, man, they're the best way to enjoy bread and cheese, and I'm a long-time bread and cheese enjoyer, you can trust me. Also, you'll notice that I'm trying to stag these in even lanes, which I think messes me up every time I play this level, because as far as I know, you get actually, you might get 5 or 6 of most of these, but I think for pea shooters you get way too many, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, besides that, I guess I got a lot more editing to do now, which is fine, I gotta learn somehow, right? And yeah, let's beat this world, I suppose. I remember yapping about Marathon yesterday. I don't remember exactly what I said. I did play it some more. If anyone in the tiny audience knows what Marathon's like, I went from 10k to 70k yesterday, because we were just running outposts, me and a bunch of friends, and it was just hitting. It was just great. Also, this is what I was talking about with the pea shooters. You just get way too many of them, so I'm just gonna keep them. I don't need them for anything. I suppose I'll put them there and I'll just replace them when new plans come up. But yeah, today I'm probably gonna try to hit Cryo Archive with my friends, which is a marathon map, which is way harder than everything else in the game. And it's fun. There's puzzles and stuff. It's good. So hopefully that goes well. I'm just putting shit wherever at this point. I didn't mention this before, this game's not very hard. God, I hope me swallowing is not, super audible through my mic. I don't have the best mic, but, it might be a little rough. Maybe I should pick up ASMR. Last chomper. I got, 2 walnuts the entire stage? What a scam, man. I wonder how speedruns of this game go. Because there's totally a way to summon more zombies faster, I think, if you just kill them fast enough. So that's an interesting conundrum. There we go. I should have placed the repeater in the back lane, who cares? Also, this music's incredible. I've also mentioned this before, but the soundtrack for this game, man, it's so good. It's just really catchy, There we go. And it's one of the most overpowered plants in the game. For, the half of it where it actually costs 0 sun. Hell yeah. and then Dave's gonna yap. I will skip the yapping. I've read the yapping many times in my life. I'm sorry. It's also a channel for me yapping and not Crazy Dave here, so... Unfortunately, he's being dethroned. I will do... I don't know, I guess I'll just do this. That works. Okay. I really got some more shit to do today. I have a big problem because when I'm forced to do things, when I quite literally have to do something, like, you know, when I have to buy food for myself or else I'll starve, I'll do it. But, whenever something is not, like, a pressing matter, whenever I don't have to do something immediately, I like to put it off literally as long as possible. That's why these videos are, very low effort for now, because I tried doing high effort stuff before, and it just does not come together. So I need to make it as frictionless as possible, for the time being. There's this guy online called Net Loss, and he talks about friction, and how, you know, like, the less friction you have, like, in a task, the easier it actually is to do. And he's right, at some point, it doesn't really have that much to do with willpower, as much as it has to do with just friction and forcing yourself to do things, you know? If you're, I don't know, if your gym is 7 kilometers away, it's going to be way harder to actually force yourself to go. Or, you know, when it's in your building, you're gonna have a way easier time. Kind of a bad example for me personally, because I've not been going to the gym enough lately, but, you know, it works to illustrate the point. Purchase cool stuff. That is true. You can purchase a lot of cool stuff in this game. Hell yeah, sick noise. It's kind of crazy to think that this game got so popular. Because it was... I wouldn't say this is like a shovelware game, but like, these games were very small, all these PopCap games. Even in 2007, like in 2007 this would have been a much bigger undertaking, but still, if you look at their like catalog, this was supposed to be just another tiny game that I guess they were like making with a lot of other tiny games to, I suppose, get by as a company. But it just launched them so hard. And I'm pretty sure they've made literally nothing else outside of this franchise since. Which, I mean, makes sense, you know, if you find something that gets the Game of the Year. At least I think it did, because there's a Game of the Year edition, which is what I'm playing right now. I don't know if it actually won the award, I have no idea. But yeah, if you get a game as popular as this, yeah, it does make sense that you'd just develop for it forevermore. I don't think my version has the Michael Jackson zombie in it. Also, I realized I'm supposed to be putting down these instead. Oops. But yeah, the old version of this game, there's this zombie called a dancing zombie, in case you don't know. And he looks like a general, or generic rather, like, you know, funk musician, I suppose. But in some older versions of this game, it was straight up Michael Jackson, but they got in legal trouble for it, so they had to delete him. Very sad. It works exactly the same, it's animated the same, it's just, you know, a different guy, I suppose. Here we go. Newspaper Zombie reminds me of all those YouTube videos where it's like, I guess it's mostly one guy doing them. He beats, like, Chinese Plants vs. Zombies mods that rely on, like, 3 plants and are horribly unbalanced. And they kind of feel like they're made by, like, a 9-year-old, you know? It's fun. I don't know what he actually said there. Probably some pun or something. Sunshroom. And there, that should be good. I'm probably not gonna use Sunshroom. In Plants vs. Zombies 2, Sunshroom is pretty goated. In this game, Sunshroom is, pretty middling, to be honest. Not very good. It is cheaper. I suppose it eventually does grow up, but I just hate how, like, your sun is asymmetrical, you know? When you start collecting the smaller ones. Because the way it works is it spawns smaller suns, and then it grows into a sunflower eventually. I'd rather just save up for a little longer and have more sun immediately. There we go. I do hope. I'll check in on this game periodically sometimes to see what the mods for it are like. I didn't see anything yet that was equal to the main game in terms of art and polish and stuff. But when something like that does come out, I'm absolutely going to be playing it, because I do really like this game. Just resting. Good grave. I'm also, I'll try swapping to commentary soon, maybe. I'll see how it goes. For now, I'm just gonna do this. And... yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's very low effort, but... it's good to sleep to, at least. I get told I have a radio voice, I get told I have a hot voice, so... at least I get lucky there, you know? People will find it pleasant to listen to. Probably shouldn't do that, though. That probably sounds bad. I don't know. And I can just keep putting them down. Crazy. Maybe they should have made these cost like 15 sun, you know? Because the sun shrooms are, they give you like 15 sun chunks at the start. That might have been good. I do believe in PvZ2 these actually do cost sun, but I don't remember anymore. I did play PvZ2 a lot as a child as well, but I just never I never finished it, and I found out later in life it's probably not realistically meant to be finished. It's meant to goad you into spending money on microtransactions, which is unfortunate. But if you really go back and look, PopCap's never been this you know, like, amazing company who makes really good, really solid games. They've always just made small little things. And I feel like if microtransactions were a thing in 2007, this game would have been full of them, bro. They did not care that much. Very satisfying thing to play. Hopefully satisfying to watch, too. I yapped about PvZ, I yapped about Marathon. I'm doing a lot of yapping, which is the point, so that's good. What else could I yap about? I could yap about Destiny. Maybe another time. I guess maybe a little bit. I mean, I did mention Destiny being dead, and it's because they put something into the game called The Portal, which is a funny story. It's something they were prototyping back in like 2013, 2012 for Destiny 1. And during the development of Destiny 1, they said, you know what, let's not do this because it's not very fun and it makes the game feel very clinical and like a checklist. But I guess all this time later, they kind of forgore. So now we have that system in the game, which is wonderful because it from what I heard, it feels very, very clinical and like a checklist. Admittedly, I have not checked in with the game for a very long time, from before they even added the system. And that's because everyone told me it sucked. And I am a sheep sometimes, and when I mainly play the game to enjoy it with all my friends, I will not be downloading 170 gigabytes or whatever just to find out for myself that it sucks, you know? Kind of pointless. But also the expansions they've been releasing. The Edge of Fate one was apparently okay, I guess. I wasn't planning to buy it, so I didn't. It seems... I mean, it's kind of hard to follow up what they did before it, because they had one called The Edge of Fate, which is basically the conclusion of the entire franchise. So, you know, how do you follow that up, right? Well, poorly is the answer. But after that, they released a Star Wars crossover, which did not have much fanfare behind it. I personally didn't want it, because I always felt that Destiny looks amazing and has a very unique art style and world and art direction and all that. And they're just kind of dumping Star Wars on top of it, like you know, like limply though, you know? It's not even very faithful or original from what I've seen. It's just they kind of mix them together. They like blend them, but not smoothly, you know? So it's not even good slop. Yeah, I had no interest in it because I also don't really like Star Wars that much. I never saw the movies growing up, and I still might, to be fair. I've heard they're very good movies, but you know the biggest plot twist is a meme for our entire species, so it's probably way harder to enjoy them now that that's happened. Nice. Okay. Hmm. I think that might be enough. Yeah, I think I'll return to this next time. Damn, I always come up with more topics to yap about after I stop playing the game. I'll try to write them down right now so I have them for next time. But for now, Yapper Online out.